Hey YouTube, I know I promised a video like 2 weeks ago-ish, but I've been so busy. I went on vacation. I didn't have time, so I was like, I'm so disappointing people. But I did say I had a topic, and I do. I still do. For my surprise, I still actually remembered it. So, the topic that I actually wanted to talk about is my ghost experience. So, this is just gonna be like a run through. I'm not gonna stop it or anything. So, it's just like a run through, like most of the videos that I do, but without the constant pausing and whatever. So, I'm kneeling, so it hurts so much. So, like a month ago or so, I have a little sister, if you can't tell from the background. So, like a month ago, my sister, she used to wake up a lot at night, sometimes in the middle of the night, sometimes towards to the point where I'm like, I can't sleep anymore, so I'm just gonna stay up, watch Netflix or watch videos or hear music and not sleep. I did sleep like around 8 and I woke up like 11, 1-ish, and I was like, I'm still tired. I'm just gonna go back to sleep. So I knew something was up about it because she kept pleading me that she didn't want to be alone. She wanted someone to be there, and she doesn't want to go. She was crying. Each time I was like, you had to sleep by yourself. You're a big girl. I think you can handle it. So I usually send my brother up with her, and I don't know. I hear stuff. I hear footsteps. So I always send him to go sleep with her. Not like that, but like be with her, because I really didn't want to get up and change, because the other room that's next to me, the bed is hard. I don't want to sleep there. I don't know how they can sleep in there, but that's them. But when I told my mom, and she's like, now 4 of you, yes, it's 4 of us, all 4 of you, you're gonna sleep in your own beds, no one's sleeping together. And so after a week after she said that, she woke up, and I looked at the time. I actually didn't look at the time the first time she actually woke me up, and I was like, go back to sleep, turn off the lights, I'm not gonna go with you. So she just went into the room and she didn't turn off the lights, and I'm like, can you please let me sleep? And then I was like fully awake, and I kept pleading her, please go to sleep, and she didn't. And until I was like, I just looked at the time, I'm like, oh, it's 3 a.m. And then it hit me, 3 a.m., the devil's hour. I was like, wait a minute. So then I called my best friend. He's actually my best friend right now, because summer vacation, all that stuff. I called him. She turned off the lights. I'm like, I'm scared. I don't know what to do. And he just told me to calm down. And like right now, like a few minutes, not a few minutes, but I turned around and I heard footsteps. I don't know if it's the upstairs neighbor or it's down the hallway. Well, not in my place, but outside. So I just went to check because I kept hearing footsteps, and it was 3 a.m. And I'm like, I think it's the neighbors. I think so, because wooden floor, you hear everything. And so when I checked down the hallway, I felt like my legs were shaking. I couldn't move. I was like, what's happening? And then, because I was still online, I'm still in the phone call, he's like, don't leave the room. I'm like, why? And he's like, I feel like someone's there, even though he's like a mile away from me. It's pretty far away from here. So I was like, I knew it, because the first time she actually woke up, or one, two, I was actually starting to suspect that something is here. And I was like, I'm not gonna tell this to the best friend that I have, because he might think I'm crazy. Because that used to be our life like a year ago when we actually got into it. And I'm like, yeah, I'm getting crazy, I'm getting paranoid, I'm going insane. I feel like I was losing my goddamn mind. And then it turned out I was right. And I'm like, I told you there was something here. And so I was frightened this whole time. I actually went back to bed. I was like, I can't sleep anymore. She actually went back to sleep the minute that I actually called him. And I'm like, did whatever is in my house, a ghost, not criminals, don't get the wrong idea, did he tell her to go back to sleep? Because I was starting to suspect. I started to suspect a long time ago. Like, I was like, there's probably a ghost that's scaring her here, demonic spirit, ghost, whatever. And I was actually right. I actually got scared. And so 3 a.m. passed, and I'm like, oh my god. And he's like, the danger is not over yet. I'm like, I really had to go to the bathroom. And I had to wait until 6 a.m. an F reference. 6 a.m. to actually go. And I'm like, I can't survive that long. So I kept looking down the hallway, because apparently my room is spirit free, I guess. And I kept looking down the hallway. I kept my eye there, and I was shaking. When I was literally like, bring it on, just try to scare me. And it actually did. I looked down the hallway. I saw, like, here, I saw a spirit, a woman from the 19s. It looked like that. She had short hair. She looked like she was going to a party. The chills went from my leg up to my heart. I started to cry. I started to panic. I was like, oh my god, I think I just saw a real spirit. And I actually, right now, I feel like crying, because I was so terrified. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm actually seeing this. And he's like, try to calm down. If not, you're gonna disturb it even more. And I'm like, okay, fine. I actually felt, because if you see right here, this is where I sleep. And from there to there, I kept looking at the door frame, because it looked like someone was peeking inside my room. And I was like, that's why I kept looking down the hallway, because I felt like the door frame had to, like, they were peeking like this. And that's when it scared me. And he's like, don't look at it anymore, you're gonna disturb it even more. I was like, okay. But I actually felt it's still looking at me. I had my legs shaking for 2 hours. I felt so scared. And until 6 a.m. hit, no more. I was like, I'm free, I can actually go. And oh my god, I was so scared. I was like, I thought I was gonna die. And that's what I felt this whole entire week, until I went actually for vacation. I actually forgot about it until, like, right now I remembered it. I'm like, wait, I was supposed to do a video about this. This is it. I actually suspected it. I call him Jeff. I think you know why I call him Jeff. Jeff the Killer. Yeah, there you go. I just hope it doesn't come hunting, like, at night again, 3 a.m. like always. I will be terrified. So lesson number 1. Don't actually do what she says, because if it's them or him or it, I'm pretty much shaking by telling this story because it's so real. But what I was actually thinking, how it looked like tall, like you can see where I have my hand right here. Tall, big, skinny, 3 eyes, scary. So that's actually how I actually thought about it. But I don't know if it's still here or it moved out, or I have to move out, because I'm actually trembling. Bad news is I have to live with it. I shouldn't be staying up more than past 3 a.m. or sending my sister away, because that thing might cause harm. I don't know how much harm or why, but it's gonna cause harm. That actually wraps up this story. I would actually update on this if it changes, if I have something new about it, because since my sister hasn't had that since that day, and it was on a Friday of June something, but it's like June over like 23rd, I think. I don't know. I actually felt tired. And I was actually going to record on Saturday about this, like the day after this happened. But then I was at a party, I couldn't do it, and blah, blah, blah. So that actually wraps up everything. I hope the demon didn't appear in the background, because it's already like sundown here and all that stuff. So, remember, one of a kind, don't forget. And I hope you believe in ghosts, because I'm still shaking from this experience. But if you think that it's just faking, you're just faking this. I really don't care. I told my story. I just hope it doesn't kill me. Well, bye.